Chevy has a long history of pushing the limits of performance. But what happens when an engine is too powerful, even for the streets? A high-performance engine so dangerous, it had to be banned. Stay tuned as we uncover the story behind Chevy's most controversial engine. The beast is born. In the late 1960s and early 70s, muscle car wars were at their peak. Every automaker wanted to dominate the streets, and Chevrolet wasn't backing down. Enter the Chevy 427 ZL1, an all-aluminum monster of an engine that produced well over 500 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful engines of its time. But there was a problem. This wasn't just any high-performance engine. It was too fast, too powerful, and even too expensive for the average buyer. It wasn't just a game changer. It was a rule breaker. To make matters worse, the ZL1 engine alone cost nearly double the price of a base Camaro, making it one of the most expensive Chevy models ever produced at the time. That put it out of reach for most enthusiasts, limiting its availability to only the most dedicated racers. Too fast for the streets. The ZL1 was initially designed for racing, but some daring buyers managed to get their hands on it. Chevy produced a handful of ZL1 Camaros, just 69 in total, and they became instant legends. These cars were barely legal, as their insane power and lightweight aluminum block gave them an unfair advantage on the streets. But soon, officials started raising concerns. The ZL1 wasn't just fast, it was dangerously uncontrollable for the average driver. Insurance companies hated it, slapping massive surcharges on owners. Law enforcement feared the chaos it could cause, and eventually, the ZL1 was quietly phased out. Adding to the controversy, many dealers had no idea what to do with these high-priced muscle cars, leading some unsold ZL1 Camaros to sit in showrooms for years before finally being sold at deep discounts. The ban and the aftermath. By the early 1970s, stricter emissions laws and rising fuel costs made it nearly impossible for engines like the ZL1 to survive. The high-performance muscle car era was coming to an end, and Chevy was forced to discontinue the ZL1 engine. It wasn't officially banned, but with insurance hikes, emissions laws, and regulatory pressure, it might as well have been. Chevy's monster engine was too wild for the world. Additionally, the rise of safety concerns in the automotive industry meant that cars needed to be built with more crash protection and emission controls, something the ZL1 simply wasn't designed for. The era of unrestricted muscle cars was over. The legend lives on, but the story doesn't end there. Decades later, Chevy revived the ZL1 name for its high-performance Camaros, paying tribute to the beast that once ruled the streets. The modern Camaro ZL1 is a 650 horsepower monster, but this time, it's engineered for control. While it carries the spirit of the original ZL1, the banned engine of the past remains a legend, a reminder of a time when Chevy built something too powerful for streets. Interestingly, some of the original ZL1 Camaros have become incredibly valuable, fetching prices of over $1 million at auctions today. What was once a financial risk for Chevy has turned into one of the most sought-after collector cars of all time. So, what do you think? Did Chevy go too far with the ZL1, or was it just ahead of its time? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mind-blowing car stories.